Last time on SV Full Send, we diagnosed the problem with our autopilot, restain and protect our companionway wood, and check out some really cool World War II displays across the road from the marina at the Military Museum.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.
Go take a look at Leslie's tools today. Balin's in Tallahassee for a wedding. I'm just gonna try to work on the heat exchanger, seeing if there's any particles left from one of those impellers that we burnt up on the second morning out. The mechanic in St. Martin had pulled out a bunch of little pieces, but I have an inkling that there might be a few more left inside the little tubes. So I gotta drain all the antifreeze out, which should be interesting, and then figure out how to open it properly. But that's what we're going to do today, and then see if I can kind of flush through that raw water system. There might be some calcification inside of there still, but I know Didier cleaned that out when we were in Martinique in Raymarine. And then I hear loud booms going. I don't know if they're doing more of the military exercises things again, but definitely sounds like a firing line, so maybe go check that out in a little bit too. But coming on down, I got some buckets. I gotta go figure out where we can properly dispose of the antifreeze as well. I'm not sure where that is, but yeah, I need to fix these lights too. Alright, so looking in the manual, it just kind of has a breakout of like the entire system, not exactly where it's on, just says to drain it. Based on my memory, I remember Didier coming down here and having to use the bottom of a bottle and then pouring it into a bucket. So I'm thinking it's that guy right there. I think I need to use a crescent wrench, and I think that's a crescent wrench. And I'm going to try pulling it off there. I can't really get one of these buckets under there, so I'm going to try to go use the bottle thing again. So let's see if that works. Alright. Let's see if I can get that there. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Well, I guess I wasn't thinking because nuts need to go a different direction. And I was tightening the whole time. But now I do that. And it's starting to flow a bit. Alright, yeah, that did, it started really squirting out. So I got the bucket here, almost full. I think it's a 5 gallon. And it's just dripping out a little bit. Now I gotta go figure out where I want to get rid of this at. Then I also want to take that elbow off over there. Because I think that's where a lot of the pieces are still gonna be. Can you see it in that? Yeah, with that clamp on there, the paint's coming off. And I think there's gonna be pieces in there. I could have just taken that elbow off without taking all the coolant out, because the coolant is separate from the raw water, because then the tubes touch each other, so that way there's heat exchange between the burning hot stuff coming from the engine that the coolant touches, and then it's supposed to dissipate the heat or transfer the heat over to the raw water passing through. But if I do want to get in and see if there's any calcium built up inside the tubes, or if there's stuff stuck inside of the raw water part of the tubes, then I do need to take it off. So I guess either way I gotta get it off, but yeah. Just got into that elbow, didn't see anything. There we go. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna keep taking more stuff off the heat exchanger. Remember Didier just pulling all this stuff off. But yeah, gotta get in there somehow. Probably should read up on it first. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Alright, so I got this here schematic. Kind of shows how it's on, and I'm just gonna start trying to take some of these bolts off here, and hopefully nothing breaks. Taking off these small guys first and then putting them into the cup. So these ones came from here. They're slightly bigger than the ones that go on here, and then this long guy came out of here. So I know where stuff's at when I need to put it back. First thing I already messed up is I think I shattered this off of there. It's metal, but I didn't see how you could access it otherwise. I'm gonna need to put that back on. Whoops. So I got all those off, and I think I need to. Now I'm gonna start. I was gonna think this is the exhaust. I'm just gonna take off that guy and then the attachments here, so that way I don't have to take these guys off. And probably need to get that hose off. I don't know what the heck that goes to. Well, I was just gonna try to take the exhaust off. That didn't work. This is actually antifreeze, and then I lost that bolt, and it's like stripping. So I finally got some pliers, and that seems to be working. But I gotta get all of them. Shit. So I gotta find that bolt down there. Alright, well, success. I got that exhaust disconnected from it. That was probably the hardest one. Sort of stripping some of those bolts there. Couldn't really get a ratchet in. And then lift it up here. It's still draining a bit, which isn't good, but that's inside of the exhaust. A lot of flakes. Probably not good. I don't know if that had anything to do with our issues, but I'm going to open her up. Yeah, so cleaning that out more. It's like a bunch of sand and stuff. It's like glass, a little bit of metal, salt maybe. Very glassy looking. So vacuum that stuff out. Now I'm going to open up where I know where the heat exchanging portion is. Try to get that. Alright, opening up the exchanger here. So I don't know if the seawater, I believe, is the ones that goes in these small holes, and then the antifreeze is on the rest. But you can see here there's some buildup of salts that's calcified, or calcium, I don't know, one of the two, but it's hardened minerals. So it's not too bad. We had it clean when Didier did it in Martinique, but it's getting a little bit worse, and since I got it open, might as well clean it. I think I need to take off the other end so I can see through and how bad the tubes are actually. So let's do that, and then I think vinegar will work. That sand, I don't know, it's just dirty as hell. Somebody online said maybe it's aluminum and coolant. It's heated up. Maybe it's because we didn't have it on the sea strainer since like Guadalupe all the way to Tortola when we got a new sea strainer. Just deteriorated. I don't know. So vacuum that out, and then Carrie was talking about going into the elbow of the heat exhaust, or the exhaust elbow, and yeah, it's full of carbon. There's more sand inside of there. So I think tomorrow I'm going to clean that out, give that a good scrub, and see about putting just a hose through everything inside of the reservoir there, and just really giving it a good blast through. There's no water pressure today here. I don't know why. We got that going. Also, I just put the cap back on to where the tubes are at. Since there's calcification, poured some vinegar on. That's not going to do anything. It's not going to dissolve it in 2 seconds. So put it back on and filled it up with vinegar. Let it sit and dissolve overnight. So we'll have that. Autopilot, I think I'm going to go over Leslie's tonight. Parts came in for the little gear, so we'll take a look at that and try to fix her up. I got to figure out what kind of grease we need. Probably some kind of plastic grease. Still got to research that. Raymarine doesn't really like to post all this stuff, but I think that should work. Get at it. I'm going to just clean it up now, get the hands ready. Pick up downstairs somewhat, and then eat and head over there. I made enchiladas for lunch, so just reheat those. It's like my own made dish, that and lasagna. I guess if you count mac and cheese. We'll reheat that, and pretty simple life here. Down in water, trying to save money. So don't know if we filmed it or not, but we definitely did buy a microwave for $35 at Walmart, just so that we can heat stuff up instead of having to put it in the oven and wait for it to take forever to heat up. Probably donate it here afterwards, but it works really nicely for our time here. The only thing is you can't run the air conditioner and the microwave at the same time, otherwise it'll blow a fuse. I mean, this thing gets pretty hot as it is, just running the microwave, or running the air conditioner. So, But yeah. Beautiful Clay County. Antifreeze, gotta put it somewhere. Can't just pour it into the environment. Keep America beautiful. So I'm here at the Clay County Recycling Center, solid waste area. I'm gonna take this bucket of Ecto Cooler and do something with it. Hopefully they got it. I called, they said they're supposed to, but we gotta go find out. That wasn't exactly a place to videotape because I got yelled at for not checking in at this building over here. Okay, no, I know, next time. Thought it was only for the big trucks that got to go there. Oh well. Getting in the zone at AutoZone. Yeah. So part of that free oil, that oil filter and oil change that we did on the car we're borrowing from Leslie's buddy John, they gave us a free air filter, so just changed that. It's a little bit dirty, but trying to upkeep on the car, so thank you John again for letting us use it. And we got a new air filter. Alright, stopping at Leslie's RV real quick, picking up some tools so we can start putting the Autopilot back together. Started the car, I almost forgot that probably should close the RV up. Sorry Leslie, I got it though. But let's bring this bad boy back down. It's good to go. We got a new air filter, we got tools. Should be a good night.
Welcome to another episode of Leslie's Workshop.
So we got the parts in from the Netherlands. It looks like these guys came, and they do fit exactly it. So that's really good news. And then also we probably need to order an extra one just in case it goes out while we're out somewhere where we can't get stuff. Then we got one extra belt as well. This one hadn't snapped, but we just want an extra spare in case it does. We picked up from AutoZone some engine cleaner that is safe for plastics. So we'll clean the engine with that. Since I live in a condo. Wait, what's the difference between the foam cleaner and the other one we got?
The other stuff is lube.
No, we got engine cleaner and then electric motor cleaner.
Oh, this is for all the greasy gears. This is for the motor.
Ah, okay. And then we got some super lube. It is PTF lube, which is supposed to be good for plastic parts. We posted up on the Sailing Cruiser forum, and thankfully somebody posted on there. He knew exactly what we needed to use. He's used it before on this, so let's do that. Otherwise, it'll start eating away at the gears. Petroleum-based products, right, Leslie?
Yes.
And one of the screws had already come out of here before we actually took it off, so I think that might have been why it started grinding down in the first place. Fun Friday night. So that came off very nicely. We got the replacement right here. Just gonna clean this up. Boop. All right. Whoa, it's like fake snow. That should be good, yeah? Yeah, then I would scrub it with a brush of some sort. Paper towel? Yeah, paper towel works. She is clean. Now going over to get chunks off of this puppy.
Yeah, I have an old toothbrush. I'm gonna grab that.
Cool.
Don't go to my...
This way.
Your paper towel?
Get them chunks out.
I'm gonna have to take a shot back at this.
Do you have a reassemble this bad boy?
Oh, did you sand the middle here?
Yeah, sanded the inside because where the screw was, where we think the screw came loose, it started chipping away at the aluminum. So we sanded it down a little bit, nice and smooth, so nada gets caught. But you know what we didn't clean? I gotta clean this guy off. What's that? Alright, so Leslie's got on the new one. Just cleaned up this doohickey here. Gear set, that's what you called it.
Yeah, I was gonna test for everything. Do you have that?
Yep. Let's put on the planet gears.
Which is on top.
We could watch the old video.
With
You know? Is that what held this on?
Yeah. That's gross.
Are we sure? You can pull the schematic.
Schematics.
Yeah. So Raymarine doesn't like to let us see a lot of stuff, but don't worry, we found some schematics, so we know what we're doing. We're putting on the edible. I don't know if it's edible, but it's food safe.
It says it's food safe.
We're gonna put it
Sure,
over
it's
here.
food safe.
Get that nice lube right up. Yeah, boy. We can eat it. Going for the C-clip. What is it called? No, spacer first.
Retaining clip. The spacer's on there.
Oh, it is. Retainer clip. Does it matter which way it's facing?
Yeah.
So let's look at the difference between the old planetary or planet gears, they call them. You can see the wear from the old to the new. And these are like €85. Jeez, way too expensive for a small piece. But yeah, I'd rather have Autopilot though.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I'm doing that anyway. I'm gonna just do that.
Oh, gotcha. And you put the circle in.
I haven't screwed it down yet.
Putting them individually. Oh, so they don't all touch each other?
No, they don't all touch each other because then it wouldn't allow it to rotate. So they only touch the outer gear,
Makes sense.
and then that gear touches.
Gotcha.
So you can see the action.
Hear that gloopy gloppy sound. And then we are putting in Loctite into the screw hole, so that way what we believe is the diagnosis for why this broke in the first place was
Just a little bit, not a lot.
that screw came out probably in some rough seas.
Literally, that much.
Jostled it, but just a little bit.
enough to,
Like it stays.
just a little.
Screw that bad boy there in. Lubing her up. About to stick it in. More Loctite on the mountain bolt.
I'm not gonna put Loctite on these.
Slid right back in. Yeah, no Loctite on those, so we can do that.
You might want to put anti-seize though.
Anti-seize.
Yeah, they're brass. They'll be fine.
That's where I got stuck last time. I didn't know that. Pull those off. Leslie snapped them right off. Not snap, but purposefully pulled them off. So holds it in. Holds that on.
No more grinding.
Listen to that. No.
No more grinding.
Now we attach the old magnet there.
I saw grease here before, so just for. So you saw how this was loose? That probably shook everything too.
Yeah.
I put Loctite on it, so
And you tighten it down.
So when it tries to loosen, it won't loosen. So this one won't unscrew. I don't know the difference. Really. Like they just help you so that they don't unscrew.
Gotcha. Cool.
This one's kind of an asshole.
Should we lube her up?
It's just a little off. It's like someone hit it with a hammer.
I don't know who would have done
I would have
that.
done that. You hit it with a hammer.
An asshole.
Oh
Trying to pry it off or something. So reassembled, and so we got the motor working. So we know it's not grinding, which is amazing, but we got to put the clutch on now. There we go.
Probably more amperage.
Yeah,
than
it needs
amp.
more amps. Watch. So when he applies power to the clutch.
Let me make sure. Hold on. Let me reconnect this for
So this is in lieu of using the ship's computer. So we're using, what do you call this?
This is a benchtop power supply.
Benchtop power supply. So we're just going directly into it. So we got 12 volts on it. It's a 12 volt system. The amperage we started low, so we didn't mess anything up. But basically, it's an electromagnet, and the motor will move, and then the clutch will engage, and that's when it starts turning the actual drive. And then the chain
2 amps max.
starts moving.
And then watch the clutch engage.
See that? So the clutch makes the motor start moving that.
Takes quite a bit of amperage.
So what is it? The clutch is actually just pushing it against it?
Yeah,
or
the clutch is pushing it down.
holding it so the rest of it goes. Okay. Yep. Look at that. That's awesome. You don't hear any of that grinding?
There's no grinding anymore.
And then I wonder if you switch directions, will that change the direction
so,
of the...
yeah, to switch directions...
That would be the motor changing.
Then I would change the polarity of the
12 volt.
voltage.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that's how the computer switches between the two.
Must have. That must be how it does it. There's no other control mechanism here.
Autohelm is fixed. Autopilot, Autohelm, whatever. I'm happy. Yeah, that's too easy. I put the box on. What else is left? So we'll reinstall that. Gotta vacuum some fiberglass out from the fiberglass repair. It's all over the back there, but then mount it back on. Should be pretty good. If you like this video and want to see more, subscribe to our YouTube channel and help support us on Patreon.
You guys silly? I'm still gonna send it.